Hey, welcome to the show. Today is June 13th, 2017. Last week, I forgot to give the news on FilmLab App being about to be finished. Their Kickstarter campaign was finishing in a few hours, and I forgot. And Abe posted an update on how he has been improving the quality of his scans with his phone application. So I'm leaving the link below so you guys can check. And below would mean I'm going to start putting the links back below and also on my website, because I think it shouldn't be a problem to have these links on YouTube. So yeah, the links will be below again and on my website, just in case you check the website every now and then. Also, from the people making the SP445, we have a new Kickstarter campaign called the SP2810. They should probably find names that are a little easier to talk about and recommend, because it's not easy to find these names when you have to type them online to recommend them. But they have a new Kickstarter. Remember, they did the 4x5 tank, which was very successful. They tried a Kickstarter for 5x7, but the 5x7 market is not that big. And now they started a Kickstarter for the 8x10, which I think is doing pretty well, but they are asking for a pretty good amount of money. Do remember that these people need to make molds, and these molds are very expensive to make. So don't think they're just taking your money and not going to make a great product. It does take quite a bit of chemistry, so I would check it out just in case you can find maybe another alternative for 8x10 printing, or you just like printing on developing on a tray, or you want to go with a Jobo tank like the 3005 or similar things like that. Goertz again is making another Kickstarter for another old Swirly Bokeh lens. It's called Lydith 30mm, and if you want to check it out, they've already fulfilled their goal for like 3 times what they were asking. I guess all these interesting lenses, I would say, are very successful on Kickstarter, such as the Lumography or other Kickstarters by Goertz. Also, I want to remind you that Intrepid has their 8x10 Kickstarter, which raised the money in 12 minutes and are already going up to almost 100, I think 60,000 pounds. That's over 300 8x10 cameras out there. So if you're in the market for an 8x10 and you want to buy something cheap, you can check them out. Also, I would probably be fast and check out 8x10 lenses and film holders and other accessories, because there are going to be 300 people searching the internet for these. Also on 8x10, someone sent me, an 8x10 TLR. TLR meaning twin lens reflex, and this means there's a lens on the top that's the viewing lens, and there's one on the bottom that's a taking lens. This is an 8x10, so imagine 2 8x10 cameras stacked one on top of the other. That's kind of how it looks. There was a famous 8x10 TLR made by Goland called the Goland Flex, if I remember correctly, and this is something based on that, and they used 410mm lenses. So it's an 8x10 with a 400 lens, and if you want to do portraits or anything like that, you would have to, have a bit more bellows. I read that it's parallax corrected, so when you focus a little closer, the lens will look down, because they're not TLRs. You would get, what you're seeing and not what you're taking. And I recommend you check it out. It's somewhere in Italy. Also, as I announced, Freestyle has the new Holga, and I mean new as of they had dismantled the factory. They moved it somewhere else, and the Holga 120N is back. I don't know about the GN, which was the one with the glass lens that everyone kind of recommended, as if you were going to play with an Holga camera, you wanted to have the glass lens at least. But it's back in stock. I'm leaving the link so you can check it out. And if you want a plastic fantastic camera, they're $39.99, and you can get them at the link. Another Kickstarter this week is from Analog or Photo Klassik magazine, the German magazine. This is a German magazine based on only traditional photography, no digital photography in this magazine, and it was only German. It's been doing this for very long, and now they want to open up to the international market. I'm imagining it will be in English, and they're asking for 150,000 euros to do this, and you can check the Kickstarter to support them. They're giving out as rewards a yearly subscription, I think maybe 2-year subscription, or maybe just giving some help. If you're not interested in the magazine but you still want to help them out, you'll have the link on the bottom. Adox has published an article about the preserving developers. There's people very concerned about keeping the properties of their developers, And for this, they made an article which is quite extensive about which are the best ways to preserve your chemicals once you open them and you're using them, how long they last, shelf life, etc. I have to say that it's a very interesting article. I have not read it all the way through, but I do say that, for example, I use Kodak HC110. It's a syrup. I've had it open for more than 5 to 6 years, and I still developed, and it worked great. So there's certain developers that last much longer than they say. Also, Rodinal, which is made by Adox nowadays, also will last forever, but some do go bad pretty fast. So do check the article, read about it, how to be like the best ways to keep it, extend your life of your developers or your chemistry. And last but not least, there's a campaign made by Camera Ventures, which had that campaign to get save film photography, and they're trying to find a way to communicate between industry and users and experts and everyone together to work towards the future of film. And I know a lot of people think that film's not going anywhere, and I don't think it's going anywhere, but I do know that some of the machinery, camera mechanics or developing machines or scanners are going to end up breaking, and there's no one behind supporting this industry. So I know that's where they're trying to reach and finding people to, make links and talk and find common interest to work towards. So I'll leave the link. It's called The Future of Film. It's an Indiegogo campaign. And in this Indiegogo campaign, it's either they reach the whole goal or they get nothing. So if you want to listen to it, watch it through streaming, or you want to participate, I highly recommend you check it out. I'm going to be participating there, so if it does work, I'll be in Finland November 26, 2017, talking about the future of large format and whatever arises from that conversation. So yeah, that's the news for this week. Thanks for watching. As always, if you have any information, send me a link to the email below. See you next week.